Engage. Okay. What is that guy? What does Captain Picard say when he says to start flying? Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham, and I'm on Lake Atitlan, Guatemala, and in the country of Guatemala, in the city of San Pedro, and I'm going to try to keep the least amount of my idiosyncrasies out of this video as possible. But this is an audiobook. I'm going to read and comment on a book that I wrote, Pocket Guide to Meeting New People, How to Turn Complete Strangers into Friends. Okay, Pocket Guide to Meeting New People, How to Turn Complete Strangers into Friends. And I'll try to put the link in the description, so if you wanted to watch this and follow along, I'm hoping that this Google Docs link will demonstrate itself. I would really like to give away this book. Okay, but this is volume 1 by me, Andy Lee Graham, and I'm trying to get this perfect, right? I need to get it so that it shows up correctly. Okay, so it's a pocket guide. Okay, pocket guide to meeting new people and turning new friends. And here's some commentary that's not in the book. It's October 13th, 2023 in San Pedro, Lake Atitlan, Guatemala. I want to give you the book for free. I shouldn't go too close or I'll lose my chin, right? I want to give you this book for free, but it's not easy, okay? It's really difficult to just transfer something that you can read in many different formats. I can give a PDF, an EPUB, a MOBI, an online version. But first quote I want to say is, all truly wise thoughts have been thought already, thousands of times. But to make them truly ours, we must think them over again, honestly, until they take root in our personal experience. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. I'll say it again. All truly wise thoughts have already been thought of thousands of times. But to make them truly ours, we must think them over again honestly until they take root in our personal experience. And I really would like you to really try to grasp that. Wise ideas are thought of, but we must think of them over and over again, okay? And thinking of things over and over again is what creates memory in our minds, okay? Okay, I created this book as brief as possible because it's a guide. Someone can use as a reference to study, write in the columns, underline things, and write notes all over the place. Because we refer to a guidebook repeatedly to stay on the path. Okay, so this is a pocket guide. Okay, and it's going to really be best used in paper form. Okay, and it's designed. I have not actually held a real copy in my hand, and it's because I'm in Guatemala and I can't actually receive a copy that easily. Okay, but the best way to do it. But I'm trying to give you a two or three level way of doing it so that you don't feel. I would like to give the book away for free. Okay, and then you can kind of peruse it, try to understand it. If you're really good, you know, anything that you study. Really, the best way to study this book is to rewrite the book, okay? Because it's so small, you just basically rewrite it and put it in your own words until you internalize emotionally, mentally, viscerally what I'm trying to tell you. But this book will fit in your back pocket. Okay, I continually chastise myself. Andy, remember, people have no desire to study or work. Basically, we've been punished so much in grade school and high school and even university that we consider the word study a profane word. And this is the problem. I was very lucky that I never paid any attention in university, high school, or grade school. I was basically in the back of the class reading books and ignoring the teacher. So I really didn't get punished. And the high school and best for sure, high school and grade school was so easy that I could do all the homework in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then go back to doing my play. So I just did the absolute minimums, and I never got traumatized by school. But a lot of you are traumatized. But when you have music in the background, you're going to Starbucks, you're trying to be entertained into learning, and that does work if you idea that you might want to watch that same video 3 or 4 times. You might want to read that same chapter 3 or 4 times. You might want to take notes. When I did all-nighters at Indiana University Bloomington, I would outline the whole chapter. Anything that had a textbook was really easy for me, and I just stay up all night, 24. Find some chubby girl with diet pills and spend all night, then go take the class. Okay, torrent request. Please upload this book, whether audio, EPUB, or whatever, to Pirate Bay or any other torrent system you want. There is a link that I'm going to try to give you where I'll try to give you the EPUB version. Okay, probably the best way to do it is somebody just to pay the $1 and buy the book off of Amazon and upload it. But I'm trying to get it in a way that you can get the book for free. It's hoboontheroad@yahoo.com is my email address. I really only deal with people with formal introductions. Okay, which I'm saying is if I see your full name in your reply and you say, hello, my name is Andy Lee Graham, I'm wanting to write you in reference to this, I will deal with you. Otherwise, I'm pretty good at doing other things that don't really help your account. Okay, I got the link in this particular part of this called buy the paper version on Amazon, buy ebook on Amazon. It has been a really problem. I published this with Ingram Spark, and because I didn't fill out the right thing, they didn't really kind of combine the ebook with the paper book, and they just released it finally. It's taken me about 2 months to get it up. I published it about 2 months ago in paper version, but the ebook had to have special permission. So anybody that wants to do an Ingram Spark book is actually for free now, and it'll get it automatically. But there's some that you can just search for Andy Lee Graham books and maybe you'll find it, but very difficult because all these systems are working against me. This is why you would be really nice to have a publisher. They know all these rules and you can concentrate on writing and whatever. But who will use this book? Okay, I'm going to try to refer to the book cover. And because I have some notes on the book cover, but what really started this was Richard Gedney, a friend of mine, commentating while talking to him on WhatsApp that he says you're very good at street cred type interviews. I can walk up to people and create a video and make a video of people very easily. I can open a conversation and get them to let me include them in a video with my eyes closed. It's a natural ability of mine, okay? And so this is a natural ability of mine, and so I'm trying to take something that's really naturally part of my character and try to put it into words and try to share it. So how to turn complete strangers into friends. Okay, we're going to get to this idea. How do you turn a stranger into a friend? But this is for photographers, which is anybody that wants to take a picture, you got to get the person to stand still, right? Lovers, how to open a conversation with somebody that you're interested in loving. Friends, just friends. And creating videos. And business. Now, this is not as easy as you think, right? Okay. Who will use this book? Most of you. Oh, I should say this book, I'm making this as an audio book because Tiffany said that a lot of women like to sit around and listen to me late at night and hear my voice, okay? And so she said, you have to always make everything you do into an audio book because somehow this drone of the way I talk or something, oh, is very valuable. Okay, but the way I talk and the idiosyncrasies and whatever. So um, it's an audio book, and with this one's with kind of. I will in the future probably go live and do the book too, but I will need some moderators to basically remove people from the chat, and then basically tell me what I should be replying to. Go live. I'm gonna take some notes here. Okay, who will use this book? Most of you want to meet people for sex. That's the number one use probably for this book. I actually got invited to a pickup artist convention in Colorado one time, and I go, well, I'm not a pickup artist. But he says, you do this and this and this. I said, you're using it for sex, I'm using it for meeting people. But the same kind of skill sets are often used. But I will caution everybody, if you really want to make a friend, it has to start out with all your idiosyncrasies. An idiosyncrasy is all the little things like, this is an idiosyncrasy, I do this. I sit there and drink coffee. I may look over my glasses. I do all sorts of things. I touch my nose. These are idiosyncrasies, things that you need to include all the idiosyncrasies and try to be you with unedited. Because otherwise they're falling in love with a pretentious person, and you might not be able to hold up the thing. So a lot of men and women say, after I got married, everything changed, right? But the anal ones only want to meet people for money. A few want to meet for conversations. The wise and curious person values all humans as insightful geniuses. And I truly believe within every single human on the planet, there is a story to be told to me that could help me learn things. I have got some of the best advice from people I totally despise and hate. I'm a recovering alcoholic, and a couple times some people that just really demanded to hurt my feelings told me the best advice. But there's two ways to do that. They were telling me with love, and a lot of you want to try to tell me with things. I'm the champion at blocking people. Okay, so the wise and curious person values all insightful geniuses. Idiot thinks nobody wants to talk to them. I will repeat that. Idiots. Everybody has a story, and everybody has somebody that wants to do it. William Briegel, a college professor at Ivy Tech in Fort Wayne, Indiana, told me, Andy, everybody has a certain type of person that wants to listen to you. So once they become addicted to listening to you, you have them. And I know that a lot of you that basically hate me read me every day or watch me every day or do it because it's kind of like a habit. It becomes a pastime, but you really enjoy certain parts about me, but there's parts of me you hate. But to believe that nobody wants to talk to you is to guarantee, it's a self-prophesizing thing. You are basically saying, nobody wants to talk to me, therefore everything I'm going to do, everything in this book is going to fail. So you're an idiot. Anyone wishes another idiot to listen and never does. Everybody actually wants to be listened to, but they actually don't want to hear what you say. So if you really just want to have a lot of friends, just listen all the time and say yeah, and comment, smile, look them in the eye, and mimic their behavior. I remember talking to Win Moses, one of the Democrat candidates, in phone. I was in my mom's house in back. I talked to this, listened and talked to him. I've been friends with him for 30 years. And he's no longer my friend because I voted for Donald Trump. But I talked to him for about 35 minutes on the phone. I got off the phone and I said to the family, I said, it's amazing I can talk to somebody for 30 minutes and they never quite discover that I voted for Trump, that I was, which he was a Democrat. It's always interesting. The art of talking is to listen. And you don't need to be macho and try to prove something. Trying to change people is the wrong thing. Okay. The significant problem we have cannot be solved at the same level of thinking that we created them. Albert Einstein. The significant problems we have cannot be solved at the same level of thinking at which we created them. Uh, that was Albert Einstein. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. So the goal here of this book, and the reason why I'm trying to give you something outside of you, is you basically cannot undo a habit by yourself because you totally believe the way you're doing it is right. You have to have somebody kind of really do it. Alcoholics is Anonymous works because my best thinking got me there, and I had to listen to somebody else tell me the solution. Because my best thinking made me become an alcoholic. Okay, your best thinking is reason why you're listening to this book or wanting to learn how to meet complete strangers. And most of you are going to say, Andy, this is too simple. You're right. It's common sense. And common sense when you read it, but if you really understood it, you might really think different. Okay, but basically in life, we need to talk to people that can help us look at the world in a different way and rephrase it and reword it. Sometimes I take a sentence and I say it in 10 different ways so I can try to internalize it. Okay. Here's a quote by me. We forget what we don't understand. If we forget, then we did not understand. If this does not work, you didn't understand this book. And the onerous of you understanding how to win friends and influence people. Oops, that's not the name of the book. That's Dale Carnegie. Pocket Guide to Meet New People, How to Turn Complete Strangers into Friends. That's the name of the book. It's a long one, right? So we forget what we don't understand. If you forget, then we didn't understand. If this does not work, you did not understand. It's a guide. Strategies. I have learned that strategy is writing a book, The Strategies of Travel, and I finally realized after studying the word strategies that only 5 to 7% naturally understand and can create strategies. So I'm writing a book that only 7% of the readers would probably understand. So I'm going to get some really bad reviews if I write this book right. The others can follow along until they understand. This came from the Army War College. I think it's out in Maryland or something like that, this statistic. But 5 or 7% of people can actually create strategy. So what this guidebook, this pocket guide is creating is a strategy. It's just a checklist of ideas. And then really you could just put it on a cheat sheet of just all the chapters. And then when you're looking at somebody you'd like to meet, you can say, which one of these strategies can I use? Okay. And so there's like 20, I think there's 25 points here. Okay, I'm going to stop this okay, the start of the audiobook with commentary. I'm adding information because my brain doesn't work in a literal way. Okay, Pocket Guide to Meeting New People. Pocket Guide to Meeting New People. How to Turn Complete Strangers into Friends. Okay, Andy Lee Graham. Introduction. How to Meet New People. How to Turn Complete Strangers into Friends. Here's a quote. One of the joys of traveling is visiting new towns and meeting new people. One of the joys of traveling is visiting new towns and meeting new people. Genghis Khan. Okay, I think it's kind of humorous. That's the value of travel, is the constant emotional rush of meeting new people. A list of ways to, this is the introduction, a list of ways to strangers decide to start talking with you. This is a valuable skill for photographers, lovers, friends, and business people. I estimate the average person meets 5 to 15 new people per day. This book gives ideas on how to seize and claim these opportunities. How to turn a casual glance or eye contact into a conversation. with complete strangers. So the goal of this book is to basically say you have this person that you're tempted to talk to, and how to engage that person in a way that will effectively turn them into a friend, okay, or at least start friendship. While searching on Google for ways to meet people, few gave the strategies. Instead, they listed out clever lines. A line is something you use after you've already met somebody, okay? As if I was trying to seduce a woman with clever lines. Again, the hard part about having a conversation isn't talking with the person. For a lot of people, it's really opening the conversation. So this book is about first principles, the starting point, and how to get people willing to talk to you. Okay? Please read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, a self-help book written by Dale Carnegie in 1936. I wish it was required reading in schools. Dale's book profoundly outlines the do's and don'ts on how to win friends and influence people, and keep them as friends. So after you meet a person, after you open a conversation, this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, is genius. There is no need for me much to comment on that. He basically has outlined how to win friends and influence people. Okay, but he's kind of missing the point. How to meet new people. How to meet new people is the missing chapter in the book by Dale Carnegie. After a conversation is open, we can then win friends and influence people. But first, we must learn how to open a conversation. And Dale totally ignores this topic. He doesn't have it. So I'm making a chapter that I think should be in this book as a preface. You first you open the conversation. Somehow you get this person talking with you. Then you use all the principles of how to win friends and influence people. Okay, this is the sequence of a conversation. We open a conversation. Number 1. 2, we win friends. 3, and we influence people. The normal person has 5 to 20 opportunities per day to talk. So we already have the opportunities in some ways. Most of us just have to seize these conversations and turn them into longer conversations. There is an 8-point thing when you're talking with somebody. Hello, how are you? What's up? Hi, yeah, goodbye, see you later. There's 8 points to a normal conversation. When the person goes beyond these 8 points, hello, how are you? What are you up to? Not much. See you later. Have a good day. After they go beyond that, that means they're wanting to talk to you. So you got to seize these things. Okay, I have been a nonstop world traveler now for 25 plus years. I live abroad. I do not have a home in the United States. I live as a traveler. I do not have a home. I have lived in 114 countries. Occasionally I stop in the U.S. to say hello to my family and friends. I do not own a house or car. I live as a traveler. I write a blog and create YouTube videos explaining how to be a world traveler. First things first, one must create an endless stream of money. Best to have $1,000 to $200 a month, and you can be a world traveler like me. I'm right now seizing on the idea of having a tiny home, and I'm going to be living on about a $750 a month thing. It's 2023. And I will be living on $750 per month, and as the amount of money that I need to travel anywhere on the planet. Many retired people become travelers when they start receiving Social Security or a pension. There's a new group called digital nomads who work remotely because, oh boy. There is a new group called digital nomads who work remotely. Maybe their employer is in the USA and there is no reason for them to come to the office. People who have monthly income can be world travelers. So any way you can create a monthly income, you can become a world traveler and live anywhere. But um, the reason why I can be a world traveler is because I open conversations with complete strangers and have an ongoing level of communication with people. Okay, after a lot of soul searching, I asked myself, Andy, what are you doing differently? Why do you enjoy traveling endlessly? In June of 2023, I watched a video summary of the book, The Unfair Advantage by Ash Ali and Asan Kuba. Then in a ironic twist of fate, the next day I spoke with Rich Gedney, one of the one of my friends. He said, "You are capturing street photography." And he was saying that this is one of my natural unfair advantages. Everybody has an unfair advantage at something. I have an unfair advantage at meeting people and street photography. I can do it on the run. Okay. Rich astutely pointed out one of my natural skills, and something I take for granted. Why do I take it for granted? Because I don't really have to study or think about it. I asked myself, what is my unfair advantage? After reading this book, I said, why can you travel in? The answer is, I don't get lonely. I can open a conversation with 5 to 20 people daily, and I am always surrounded by new friends. The unfair advantage also helps me take street photos and make YouTube videos. Thank you, Rich Gedney. And we all have something that we're naturally, inherently good at. And this is when I was saying there's a genius in everybody, right? And you have to really create a bond and intimacy with somebody, you have to look for their genius, right? And some of you are so negative that you believe that nobody has any value. You deserve to be alone. Okay, this book is to share an evolving, growing list of ways to give you an unfair advantage when opening a conversation. I hope you read Dale Carney's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Truly, these work together. But this is to give you an unfair advantage. So I'm giving you a checklist of 20, and this is volume 1. Okay, I'm going to have this as a volume 2, and I'm going to help it to evolve. And I'm looking for readers of the book to help me let this evolve. The more people we meet, the more opportunities. So opening a conversation creates an opportunity. This book is dedicated to popcorn. The back cover of the book has popcorn on the back. Why? Me sitting around eating popcorn and sharing with new friends was a motivation for this book. I have met dozens of people by sharing my popcorn in public. Thank you, Andy Lee Graham. Many places I just basically have some popcorn and I offer it to somebody, and it's really disarming, okay? The act of sharing something is disarming. Okay, so your personal notes. I have a page in the Pocket Guide paper book where you can put your personal notes, but I highly recommend that you annotate and put things all over the place. We have a dog barking. I hope that's not too loud. This is real life, guys. Okay, your personal notes, but you need to take notes on this. You need to add your version of it. It's like when you learn a foreign language, we need to create some notes on like how to pronounce the word. So I have a page at the beginning for notes. Okay, contents, introduction, dedication, your personal notes. I write for fun. Okay. This is kind of scrambled because it didn't work. I write for fun. How to weigh the success of this book. If you meet one friend, if you meet one new friend with any of these ideas, it's worth having the book. It's worth reading the book. It's worth understanding the book, because you're rich by the number of friends you have in a lot of ways. Wealth is determined by people that you feel intimate with. And I'm not talking about sexual intimacy. I'm talking about a meeting of the minds between two people. This book was written for people who want to enjoy life. I write for fun. There are two types of readers: the ones that look for what is right with life, and all the others. There are two types of readers: the ones that look for what is right with life, and all the others. So maybe 10% of the people watching this video are just going to try and find and glean off what is beneficial and take what they leave and leave the rest. And the others are going to spend their whole time trying to figure out what's wrong with the book. And that's the reason why they don't meet any friends, because they find everything wrong with the person they're trying to meet. Okay, chapter 1. I'm going to do this in priority of what is most important. So I'm adding a lot more things than what is in the book, because the book is supposed to be a guidebook. It's got to be small, right? You got to be able to refer to it quickly. Introduce my friends. This is the number one way to open a conversation. Some friend introduces. You have a friend walk up and say that knows somebody and say, hey, introduce me. If they won't do that to you, their friends, they're not your friend. They don't respect you. Okay, so I have a lot of people that will not introduce me to friends that I've realized over time they were never my friend, because they basically blackballed me. They basically hid me. Okay. A friend are happy to introduce you to people they know, and more friends you have, the more introductions. So it's a compound interest type of thing. When you meet friends, they introduce you to the next one, to the next one. And a lot of people have no ability to even introduce anybody anymore. They don't understand the art of introduction. When you talk to a friend, when you see a friend talking to a person and you wish to meet, go over and join them. Learn to remember the names of people. This is one of the real reasons why we don't retain friends. I don't think even Dale Carnegie really addressed this, but there's a lot of ways to remember a name, and I could write a whole book on how to remember names, right? There are friends who have more friends. Make notes of the people who have introduced you to friends. So find your smart people. These are some optimization points. To optimize this, when you see somebody talking to somebody you want to talk to, you go over and talk. Learn to remember the names of people. There are friends who have more friends. Make the notes of the people who have introduced you to people. So people that introduce you. I used to have the guys in my real estate office offer to pay for lunch for me at Columbia Street West in Fort Wayne, Indiana, because they said, if we go with you, you're going to introduce us to the mayor, you're going to introduce us to Joe Blow, blah, 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 and you're going to introduce us to all these people, the building commissioner. Every time you turn around, you're going to introduce us. So they wanted the introduction. They were using me like this. I had the same situation when I was in university. The guys would say, we're taking you along so you can bring in the girls. Okay, because I was quite handsome when I was 22, 21. Okay, number 2 is permission granted social events. Okay, all of this comes about somebody giving you permission. How do you get permission to open a conversation? Social events, permission granted social events. For example, a church, Rotary Club, cocktail parties. Permission is granted by attendance to go over and talk with a person you do not know. I mean, to be at a function and then refuse to talk to people, it's kind of anal, right? Explain. People are granted permission in advance so that when they attend social events, strangers will approach them and talk. Dogs and chickens, trying to make sure the sound quality of this. Optimization, list of examples. Bars, public transport, volunteer work, book club meetings, local meetups, dog parks, gym. Gym is a really good one for me. Local museums, bus tours, music club, airport, family functions, hiking, yoga class, long running races, weekend classics, your local neighborhood, cultural events, debate club, community center. Obviously, there's many places where you can just have granted permission. Okay, so this is number 2. Okay, so these are, if you just use these, number 1 and number 2, a friend introducing you, and permission granted, number 2, you can meet hundreds of people, right? So a lot of people say, why would I attend that? They're a bunch of dinglings. I said, we go there to meet people. Okay. Number 3, a person starts talking to you. It's amazing. It's like, hey, it's a buyer's signal. This person is interesting. I often point out, guys, hey, guys, that girl's interested in you. Hey, that person wants to talk to you. When a person starts talking to you, it's an opportunity. So you have to claim it. So you have to take this from being something in the back of your mind, common sense, to actually understanding that that's a trigger. Somebody started talking to you, it has to become a trigger. This is why studying this and understanding repeatedly that you are not naturally seizing these opportunities. Okay, explain. There are always a few people who start talking to you smiling. It's easy to open a conversation. Repeat to yourself, I have permission to talk to strangers. Say to yourself, self-talk, I have permission to talk to strangers. Look at people bravely. You always have permission to talk to people. Anybody that doesn't enjoy talking with other people, really, I don't know. They really are the new, they're not worth the time of day. Okay, you really got to take the people that have no love for other people and erase them from your life, because they're not going to teach you anything of benefit. If you ever meet a politician or you ever meet a very famous person, you'll find that he or she is going to be very gregarious, easy to talk to, emotional. They're going to look at you. They're going to have certain skill sets. Okay, number 4, when we say thank you. I say thank you all the time. This is almost a forgotten thing by people. They don't say thank you. To open a conversation, this is number 4, we seize and expand on a conversation. So when I say thank you, it's already part of the conversation. There are dozens of times a person can say thank you during a day. Saying thank you is an acceptable conversation. It's wanted, really. The conversation is open with thank you, and one can keep the conversation open. It's already open because I said thank you. Keep it open. Optimization. Look people in the eyes. Expand the thank you. For example, we can say thank you. When are you going to sell these flowers again? Any response to thank you is a benefit. When a person says you are welcome, that stops. However, many people who want to talk will add more words. So if they start adding more conversations, they're interested in talking. When I will say that in any kind of conversation, to take it to the next level, you have to exchange contact information. And a lot of people refuse to give their name or whatever, and they are never going to be a successful person if they basically believe that they're superior and they don't that another person doesn't have the right to learn their full name. That person cannot be successful in life because they are not creating the business contacts, the emotional contacts, the physical, the friendship contacts. So you have to share information. Number 5, do you want to dance? Do you want to dance? This is a subcategory of permission granted social events, but I really wanted to include it because it also includes the possibility of love. Explained. When a person dances, it's a courtship of a person for a lover, and love makes the world go round. Optimization, maybe take a class in dancing. Number 6, cats and dogs. This has been really very interesting because I got a dog that's adopted me here in San Pedro, and I'm actually going to sit on the corner up here in San Pedro and use this dog to meet people. Cats and dogs. Instantly, 2 people have something in common. Cats and dogs. Pets are super conversation openers. Explained. People love their cats and dogs. I believe because our pets can be touched by other people with little problem. This conversation opener is better than children. Optimization. Walk in a manner to show your cats and dogs. Maybe sit in a place where the people can come up and pet the dog. Stop. A lot of people love animals because they're non-threatening, and so they'll come up and talk to the dog, and they may bridge on a conversation with you. Stop to allow bystanders to come praise your pets. It is possible that pets' clothing can increase the odds of opening a conversation. So make the dog into a peacock that would put some little, like something around their neck, a bandana, whatever. Number 7, children. Children, the majority of people have children or dream of having children. Explain. In my opinion, if we were more like children, there would be no need for this book. Children are happy and playful and endear themselves with ease. Why do you forget how to be a child as you get older? You're really undoing what children do naturally. Children just walk around and start talking with anybody, right? What happened to you that you stopped talking? What happened that you stopped being vibrant, personality, charismatic? So you forgot how to be like a child. This is like Peter Pan, right? He had to get his personal thing. Optimism. I'm not going to talk too much about how to use children because I don't need the hate mail, right? Number 8, just start talking. Fishing. I call this fishing. Just start talking. If I did this in Thailand, I just started talking in English because I had nobody to talk to, and I realized that if I talked, somebody that could understand the English would eventually start to reply to me. Just start talking. I call it fishing. My friend Richard Gedney recommended this. He kind of simplified it, but you should just start talking. There's an art to just start talking that is not offensive, right? This is how people who have never met a person who is not their friend engages with people. They are conversation with everyone around them. Optimization. Do not demand answer or expect answer. A lot of people are in continual rage and macho that they demand that this person appreciate and pay attention to. Just talk, okay? Don't expect to change the world. Just the people that are naturally going to be your friends are going to engage. You are fishing for anyone that replies. Number 9, head on a swivel, smile and eye contact. I am very good at this. My head's on a swivel. I'm looking at everything. I'm making eye contact with everybody. There are cultures that will make eye contact and say hello, and there's cultures that are totally avoiding it. Anybody that is refused to make any eye contact for any kind of reason is really not going to probably be a good friend, okay? Because they're not going to be engaging. Basically, they're going to be very hoarding your friendship. So really, you really basically have your head on a swivel and say hi to everybody and explain. Rotate your head from left to right and right to left, inspecting everything along your path. If you smile and make eye contact, you will attract a few people's attention and they will start talking. I was in Argentina and I met this girl and she made a great effort to pursue me because she realized that I was looking at everything. And she recognized that intelligent people are observing everything. An intelligent person uses all their senses to collect information. The people that close off the thing, wear sunglasses, are closing off their ability to get knowledge. But she became one of my friends and a girlfriend actually. Optimization. Do not walk with a mission to your destination and do not be in a hurry to arrive. This is amazing how many people have a mission. It's like they're taught in kindergarten that they must do this, and the minute that they don't obey, so they basically obey their mother, they obey the school, and they kind of miss the whole point of life. You are in a business, we are in life to enjoy life, and people are the best conduit for us to enjoy life. Focus on the people that return a smile and say hello. I try to say hello to absolutely everybody, one way or the other. There are people that I don't say hello to because I feel that they would not enrich my life. If you walk by the same people regularly, a few days, then you have permission to talk. So, like joggers, there's people that go for a walk every morning. There's all sorts of reasons why people go to the same place. And the routine creates a natural way to meet somebody. Number 10, daily, regular at a store, coffee shop. I do this. This is one of my biggest ways as a traveler. I try to go to the same coffee shop, the same stores on a regular basis because the familiarity makes them believe that they know me. There's some sort of psychological thing about familiarity. They actually trust you the more times. After 7 meeting of somebody, they actually trust you. And you shouldn't trust somebody just because you see them 7 times, but we can go to the same conversation, convenience shop, same coffee shop, even the same gas station daily. To be a regular means you also get permission to talk. It's eventually you're going to have permission to talk. So I, by nature, make sure like right now I'm on Lake Atlan and I sit up by a certain place because I want to see the same people until they give me permission to talk. I have one girl that I have my eye on. She's got her head on a swivel. She's very eye contact. She's extremely checking out the thing. She's a little on the nervous side, anxiety ridden, but I don't know. A lot of people that really love you are complete. I'll never forget my mother. I had a big, huge upright piano and I gave it away. I put an ad in, I don't know, Peddler's Post, and I gave it away and this girl came to pick it up. I was with my mother and father at the time. And I get in the car and I said, gee whiz, what a bitch. And my mother said, Andy, that girl was absolutely afraid of you. Here you come in like, Mr. Personality, and she's just afraid. She wasn't a problem. She was afraid of me. So a lot of times the people that like you the most are the most afraid of you because you're overwhelming to them. So don't take complete snobbery as always being a problem, right? Say hello daily, greet, smile, and use people. That's one reason why a business card is really valuable. Because if you give a business card to somebody that's really being offensive, they might later decide to open up the conversation. When a person says hello back, this is an opportunity. Number 11, share anything. Sharing anything. Permission is granted to open a conversation. This is kind of the popcorn idea, right? You can be sharing the kitchen in a hostel. You can be sharing seats on the plane. You can be sharing the sidewalk. Anywhere you meet must agree to be with another person. This is inferred right to talk. Anybody that doesn't feel that you have a right to talk to them when you're sitting next to them on the plane is malhenio. They're really bad spirit. They're like bad juju, right? You don't want to force this conversation because you're opening up a thing where you want to dodge that bullet. Choose where you sit. I always strategically sit in a specific spot in a restaurant or anywhere I go. I continually sit in a place where I can open a conversation. I will go to the barbecue on Sunday and I arrive at 12 so I can sit close to where people pay. It's a great place to meet people. There is no reason to talk with unhappy, gloomy people. So if the first thing out of a conversation is gloomy or not, they're snarky or pass on that. You're basically, there's an overabundance of people that are valuable, and there's just no reason to try to force the play. Number 12, introduce yourself. I did this yesterday. I found a person that said, he said, excuse me. And I went back and said, hello, my name's Andy Lee Graham, and I want to know which country you're from. He says, we're from Chicago, United States of America. And then he instantly extended the conversation, asking me where I was from. But I introduced myself. Hello, sir. My name is Andy Lee Graham, and I did a formal introduction. Because 95% of the people that say, excuse me, are from the United States. And I'm always doing a straw poll on this. This is blunt, but highly effective. A lot of people are just not good at starting conversations, so you can be the conversation starter. Explain. Say, excuse me, then introduce yourself, shake hands if possible, and start on one of your 100 topics of people. People that refuse to say their full name, people that really will not shake hands, are they're misguided. Okay, they really don't understand the art of living. Okay, optimization. Try to be a leader in this thing. Try to teach them that saying hello and be an amicable person is the thing. A lot of people have families and parents that are really just incapable of being loving. It works best, optimization. It works best if you're very handsome or beautiful. So try to make yourself presentable. Do not apologize for being a friend to somebody. Have a reason why you introduce yourself. Do not have a genuine agenda or be deceptive. So many people try to pretend to be somebody else so that they can become friends. This is like a line or something. The best line is no line. Just be yourself. You can be very lovable, and if you really are the master of your fate, you can, if you really have good self-esteem, this all becomes easy because you believe in yourself and you know that you have value. Be the master of something. That's how you have good self-esteem. Be the master of something. I have like 5 or 6 things that I'm the master of. Master. Number 13. Question strangers want to answer. The questions that strangers want to answer. I really needed a proofreader on this book. There are questions that elicit empathy and sympathy. There are special questions that everyone in a group wants to answer. For example, where's the restroom? A lot of people, you can talk to 6 people and say, where's the restroom? And the one that answers the question is your target market, right? The target, your specific. People seldom refuse to answer. So there's a lot of questions that they just naturally feel obligation. Is it raining outside? Examples. Where is the restroom? Is it safe to walk down the street? What language are you speaking? Which country? Do you live in this city? Where are the police? Where is the bus stop? Do I know you? I used this one the other day on the girl that's really trying to, and I thought I knew her. I saw you yesterday at. I saw you yesterday at. That's a really good one. Please help us expand on this list. Write Andy Lee Graham at hoboontheroad. I'm going to write the second version of this book and probably get a proofreader after I'm reading this book. Okay, number 4. Wave after eye contact. Okay. Wave after eye contact is number 14. There are people who appreciate polite waves of the hand. Say, for example, you are sitting in the park and a person looks over at you. You can seize the opportunity. You can give a polite wave. Wait, maybe they will come over to talk. So you wave and then you kind of wait and maybe they'll come over and talk. It's a great way to open a conversation. Be open to them coming over to talk with you. Optimization, best to not go towards them. When you wave at somebody, do not move towards them, especially girls. They have, a beautiful girl has way too many people trying to approach them, and it's just too aggressive, right? And it just doesn't work. They have to feel safe. So the art of anything is making them feel safe. Say hello number 15, say hello in a foreign language. You can say, hola, ¿cómo estás? And people will start laughing. Say hello. Most people consider it nice when foreigners say hello. So you can say, bonjour, ça va? And it's really, explain. Jack, a Canadian I met in Acapulco, Mexico, used to advise me, Andy, stop saying hello in Spanish when you talk to people in Mexico. Then follow up by saying the locals want to know, okay. He followed up by saying, the locals want to know you are from the United States. A Guatemalan girl wants to know that I'm from the United States. A Mexican girl wants to know. A Togo girl, any country I am, they want to know, especially in these highly, I don't know, countries that want to move to the United States, they want to know for sure that you're American and that you're not living in a country. The more you speak the local language, the less likely they are to want to meet you. They want a bridge. They want a way to go to the United States. Say hello to a group. Optimization. Say this to a group. Say hola, como se va, or bonjour, sawadee kap, whatever you want to do. Try European languages. Try to find, but help. This is number 16. You help somebody. Be a helpful person. There is nothing more human than helping others. We are sociable animals. Explained. There are dozens of opportunities to be helpful during the day when we leave the house. I don't know how many times I help people, like an older woman pick up something, or I just help any way I can to make their life easier. Optimization. Look in the eyes of people you can see, and you can see their need for help. Because normally a person that needs for help starts looking around. Probably reverts back to our childhood when we needed our parents to help us, right? Giving money, here's a kind of a negative thing. Giving money is not help that creates friendship. Giving any kind of benefit like money or something like that, anything of obvious, tradable, valuable like money or certain things is not. Be real careful if somebody tries to give, if somebody likes your son or daughter or whatever, and they start giving you as the parents money, that is not a good thing. Any kind of gifts given to parents is creepy. Okay, it's what is used by some really bad people. Okay, number 17, name tags. Name tags are helpful in business. They create friendships. So people are wearing name tags. It's very helpful. I used to have Andy Lee Graham, real estate operator. I used to have one that said Andy Graham, like webmaster or something. I earned $5,000 because in Costa Rica I had on my shirt Andy Lee Graham, like webmaster. And this guy paid for me to fly to the United States and make a website. Paid me $5,000. But the name tag with your specialty can lead into a conversation because for many, many reasons. Okay. I'm very big on business cards and name tags. I really believe that having your name on your shirt is incredibly valuable. I've been trying to make a shirt here in Guatemala. I would like to have a specific shirt I copy, that kind of poofy one that's orange that I just love this shirt, but it's just the wrong color. And I would like to have like 6 copies, and I'd like to put my name on it. Why? Because I like people. Optimization. Read the book by Dale Carnegie. His explanations of names are genius. The name tag on somebody is there to be used. Do not feel guilty reading a name out loud. In any situation, we're in an interview process. Read out their name, and if the person gives you that look of contempt or disgust, that's their default setting. Look at the face, and if you recognize disgust or contempt, realize that's a no-win situation. Okay, people that are default setting of disgust or avoiding looking at you, they really are going to be the losers in life. Okay. Number 18, go to a group of people talking. Go to a group of people. Simple. When there are people talking, we meet people. So if we got a group of people over there, just walk up and start standing there. Explain. There are groups of people talking in many places. For example, the McDonald's restaurant in Angola, Indiana has a daily breakfast group. If I go over and sit next to the group, soon I will be included in the conversation and meet people. They won't invite you to these groups because one person will say, oh, he's looking around, he seems nice, and they just start a conversation because that's what the group is for. Optimization. Be extremely polite when meeting groups. You are not the alpha male. You cannot be the dominant dog in the group. Maybe best to wait until they ask your name. Write these locations on when you encounter them. Take notes on these. And there's all these places where groups are formed, and the people that do not have many new friends just ignore everybody, right? They basically somehow have been trained that to look the other way. This is all common sense, but it's not common sense. Common sense is rare. Number 19, read words on a shirt. 10 to 20% of people are wearing shirts with words. People wear shirts with words. They have tattoos also, and on them to admire and enjoy. In foreign countries, they often do not understand the words. I often explain in a foreign country the meaning of the words. It's a great way to meet people. Read the words out loud for the room to hear. You might also engage in somebody else because they overheard the conversation. Do not assume the words, they understand the words in the shirt. Number 20, write a letter or email. I write many well-known people emails introducing myself and asking questions. This is really difficult to get a reply back because you really got to be very formal and you got to have some context and you got to try to give information that's valuable. When an email is posted, for example, on YouTube, we can write them. How to get a person to reply is the art. How to get a person to reply is the art. Optimization. Fan mail will seldom get replies. Blah, 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 you're beautiful, you're wonderful, whatever. And it's just attaboys. They're not going to get replies. Empathize with the person and write an enigmatic question that stimulates them to think. Not always the easiest thing to do because some people just have no ideas in their head. Remember, there are people that have feelings and curiosity. Be very formal, be very nice, and don't try to correct a person that's an expert, right? That's really correcting anybody is way down the line. Okay, that's after 5 or 6 different things you might play. I don't know how many people write me and they want to tell me what I did wrong. I instantly delete them. Sit close to people. This is the number one I do. Sit close to people. This will double the number of people you meet in life. Just sit next to the people you want to meet. You don't have to say a word. You might want to make sure you're very thing. Like older men that wear t-shirts, sometimes it's amazing how many people do not know what they look like in a mirror. Get one of your friends to critique you. Get a girl to say, how can I be more pleasant to meet? When I walk into any room on the planet, I look at the faces, then I sit down closer to the people I would like to meet. I am always having a good talk. Optimization, eye contact, or a smile is permission to talk. All people want to talk if they feel safe. All people want to talk if they feel safe. Number 22, give a gift. Generosity is rewarded. Okay. And it may seem old-fashioned, but girls still like a box of chocolates. The person next to you appreciates when you buy him or her a beer. There are kinds of neutral gifts, okay? And you've got to really empathize with what the person wants. Ralph Waldo Emerson had a really good essay on gifts. Trying to put yourself in the, what the person really considers a gift. I don't know how many people offer to buy me a beer and they say, I've watched all your movies, all your videos, Andy, and they want to buy me a beer. I said, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I haven't drank for 37 years. I know they haven't watched it, but they believe that the same line works on every single person. You have to understand the person you're talking to. Do not have an agenda. Do not expect anything more than friendship. Just give a gift. There are ways to help out the situation. I don't know how many times somebody just doesn't quite have enough money and I just give them a little change extra. Gifts can be really good, but be very careful. There's no sense of buying that friendship. Number 23, peacocking. This is a term used a lot by the pickup artists, but right here on Lake Atalan, we have a lot of peacocks. I call them payasos. But a peacock is somebody, tattoos all over their place, an earring. They got on a funny hat. They got shit your britches pants on. They got dreads. This is peacocking. This is a scream to be attention, and they're going to get attention. There's no doubt with all that paraphernalia. I will tell you, I have a policy. I will not talk to girls for possible love affairs that have on more than 8 pieces of clothing. They are way too vain and too much high thing. But peacocking is when a person uses ostentatious clothing and behavior to attract attention with the intention to become more memorable and interesting. People will come up and ask you about the clothing or behavior. Really a difficult thing about peacocking. A lot of people fall in love with anything that is attracting their attention, like shiny candy, right? It's like shiny thing. It's be very careful of girls or men that are attracted to peacocks that are walking with the peacock. Don't get me wrong. I want you to be a well-dressed person. I want you to be a peacock, but I want you to be you and not a tourist attraction. Don't think that those extra tattoos are a benefit. It's really high maintenance vanity, right? Optimization. Ask yourself, why do I dress the way I do? Ask yourself, why do I dress? Why do I have one too many tattoos? Why? It's peacocking. Okay, number 24. Give a business card. I don't know. This is just a wonderful way to meet somebody. Give a business. This is the number one way to be remembered. Just hand them the business card. It gives them full name. And then a lot of people will engage later. Explain. When I want to meet a person, especially a woman, I hand them my business card, and many start to text a message me. A business card says you are a person to be remembered. A business card says you are a person to be remembered. Optimization. Leave one anytime you meet near a person of interest. So I can leave it at the restaurant. I can give it to the girl. It's what important people do is they hand out name cards, business cards. Important people understand this. They need to be remembered, and they make it easy for the other side. The empowers the person you want to meet, and they can have the decision. What you're doing is you're handing them the permission to talk to you, and it's a non-offensive thing. Much more offensive to just stand there and talk their ear off, right? Number 25, popcorn. I have met many girls with popcorn. It's the reason I wrote this book. Explain. This was explained in chapter 11 on sharing, so it's sharing popcorn. But popcorns are really non-offensive. When you share popcorn, we demonstrate we are generous and friendly people. The photo on the back of the book was taken in Togo, West Africa. They sell this popcorn in this manner. I can also buy 2 or 3 and make them and give them as gifts. So I could double up. I could buy an extra one and hand it out as a gift. But you don't want to ever give a gift that has any very, very big value, because that's not like buying alcohol or beers in bars can be really a problem. It doesn't. The girl thinks you're a fool because you did it. They know that the guys of higher value don't have to do this. The smaller the gift, the smaller the share, the better. Best to not make a person that feels obligated to feel nice. See, a big gift makes them feel obligated. That's not the goal of a gift. That's why popcorn is good. I thank you. Life is good. Andy Lee Graham. This is at the end, suggestions on ways to meet people. You can send suggestions on ways to meet people, and it could be in I will use you in the next book, volume 2, and you can send it to hoboontheroad@yahoo.com. hoboontheroad@yahoo.com. You must give your full name, and really best to be very formal with me, because I really am very good at I have way too many people being thing. I would highly recommend you take the different chapters here and make them into a little cheat sheet with thing, and these are your ideas, and then add to them, and then maybe put it in your billboard in your pocket and try to remember it. If you want to be a vivacious, engaging person, a charismatic, people that open doors get what they want in life. Okay, I'm very good at but remember Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I thank you very much for listening to this audiobook, and I would really like to give it away. If you really want to seize the opportunities, you can do it in many ways. You can maybe just make a checklist of all the 25 points and then add your own points. You can take notes, but remember what works. When something works, remember it, write it down. The worst thing you can do is forget a genius way to do something. Okay. Life is good and it's easier when you have friends to share with. Any of you that says, I have no use for people, I have no use for friends, is not a good friend. A person that always says, oh, they come up with why, all these millions of excuses why they don't have friends. They're not good at meeting friends. Stop the excuses. Please. I'm Andy Lee Graham. I'm here and you're not. Why not? I hope this was enjoyable, and I thank Tiffany for telling me to make this video into a thing. I'll probably take my other three books that can be made into this type of audiobook and turn them into an audiobook and share with your friends, like my website. Life is good. I'm here and you're not. Why not? It's because I always have friends. I always have people. There's this real anal idea that you only have so many true friends. But every single true friend started out as a small friend and grew into a good friend. So if you think that you're instantly going to go from step 1 to step 10 in one day, it don't work that way. It's a process. It's an evolution. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham, hoboontheroad@yahoo.com. I love you. I care about you. And I really think How to Win Friends, and I really think charisma and personality should be taught at Harvard, Yale, and all these things, because it's amazing how few people actually know how to engage somebody that they totally disagree with. Halfway work. Some people are so embarrassing. I don't know. I will not. I'm embarrassed by a lot of people, but they're awkward, and I try to be a good example. I don't go into preach mode. I don't tell people what they're doing wrong. That's after you become an intimate friend, you might give them suggestions. But most people just need they need to find. In the end, you might find the most happy, gregarious person you know and copy what they do until you understand why they do it. This is, in business, copy success, and then just keep doing it until you understand why they do everything they do. Okay, Andy Lee Graham. Okay, little do you know, I don't use those glasses to read. Okay, I only use them when I really want to concentrate. I will go live. Andy Lee Graham going live on YouTube on this. I will eventually do this when I have a couple people that will volunteer to be moderators and basically remove it. And then there's also a problem of reading the comments and commenting. And so they're going to have to be able to chat with me on like WhatsApp or something and tell me what questions I should answer and how to make this into a more interesting reading of this book. But I really think this is the most valuable thing in life. But help me go live. Help me go live.